What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Ad Podcast, coming to you live from the Yahoo Explorer Society, down the beach a bit, but in a beautiful spot. We've got the porthole in the back. Matt, thanks so much for coming on, man. Matt Sanchez, Chief Operations Officer. Let's
Great
go.
to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you guys got going on this week?
Sure. Matt, COO.
Nice.
Here at Yahoo.
Let's go.
We got all kinds of stuff going on. We're showcasing a bunch of our consumer products this week.
Nice.
Our work with Yahoo Scout and all the great work we're doing across our properties. Yahoo Finance is interviewing a bunch of great guests at the end of the pier.
So you guys are doing some broadcasting yourself,
that's right.
Some content as well.
And then DSP has plenty to talk about with
Nice.
our agentic network and all the fun announcements there.
Let's go. Awesome. Yeah. So tell us, Yahoo is one of the, probably OG internet brands of, going back to the beginning, right?
Absolutely.
And it's gone through a lot of different iterations. So what is kind of the current portfolio strategy, go to market? Like what should buyers and brands be thinking about when they think about Yahoo these days?
Yeah, no, it's we're 31 years old.
Wow.
What's old is new again.
Let's go.
In some ways, that original mission of being the guide to the internet is what guides us today.
Yeah.
And so, the internet's a wild place today.
Sure.
There's a lot going on. Some of it good, some of it, users need to know to avoid.
Yeah, there's some trust is at an all-time questionable state, right?
And being that trusted guide is where we really think we can add a lot of value. And so, we think about that across all of our properties. There's kind of core daily habits and utility that we're delivering for folks, whether that's
email,
catching up what's going on, or your email
finance,
to connect with the world,
entertainment,
managing
sports,
your portfolio,
yep.
Your fandom and following your favorite teams. And we are just really focused on how do we keep adding value to the product that kind of goes toward those user needs and helping users accomplish their goals.
Amazing.
And AI has just made that even more exciting because there's things we can do today or things that we have in the roadmap that never would have been possible before.
What are some of the most exciting practical AI implementation uses that you're excited as an operator, but that maybe the consumer doesn't see behind the scenes, but is very important for marketers and agencies to be thinking about?
Well, I think this trend toward how we help people get things done, all of the early experimentation in the lab on the more kind of agentic capability, particularly if you think about your inbox and all the things we could do to help you save time on top of all of your email, that's an area that I'm super excited about. And if you're a brand or marketer thinking about how you just kind of show up in that purchase journey in a way that drives consideration or maybe gives you an opportunity to engage on price or value or whatever that is, I think that's something to really be experimenting with right now, because there's just tons of innovation in that space, and it's going to change how consumers engage.
I love it. Now, being able to connect, you guys are probably the only other property out there that has that relationship between email and something that you check every single day that you use, have open in your browser pretty much 24 hours a day because it's your lifeline to the rest of the internet in your inbox.
Yep.
But then also having top funnel media properties, some of the things that we mentioned, sports, finance,
news,
entertainment, news, etc. What is that full funnel journey from showing up in somebody's inbox up to the affinities that they have around the internet, around passion points? What kind of capabilities does that give you that the average publisher doesn't have, especially sitting on top of your network of technology under that layer?
Sure. No, it's both. We can better understand kind of intent and where you might show up in a life stage, and kind of help.
Probably a lot on
curate
conversion
or
too, right?
What
because
you're
seeing,
That's
you're
then
seeing the end of cart.
See that conversion in the mail. So you can go from exposure all the way to conversion in a way that really helps you understand what's resonating with the user and what's not. And that certainly is important in the consumer business, but it's also important in the DSP, where we can bring all that data and into
better
the decision
signals
layer and
for
drive better
the open web outside of your four walls.
Advertisers as well.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Cannes. So this is probably the most intricate, cool Yahoo build out that I've seen since coming to Cannes. It's very detailed. It's reminds me of Disneyland.
The team's attention to details.
Yeah, it's very
next
well
to none.
thought. So
And there's all kinds of little Easter eggs in there too. So
I love
be
it.
on the
I'll
lookout.
have to do some exploring and shoot some B-roll. But obviously, you've got this great activation down across the street from the Martinez. Where are some of the other places that Yahoo is showing up this week? You know, obviously, there's a huge demand on media agency execs and the CMOs that they serve. You want to get share of voice and share of attention at an event like this. It's, you know, our Super Bowl.
Yep.
So what are you guys doing to make sure that you're getting in front of those important partners and potential partners?
Lots of great conversations this week. You know, this is one of those places where you either are kicking off a important conversation that it can be fun to come back the next year and kind of see all the progress from that, or really sort of the capstone on a bunch of work that's led up to maybe signing off on a strategic partnership. So there's always a lot of kind of pre and post work that plays into that. That's fun. Obviously, you know, trying to make this a social space that people can hang out and you know, just both facilitate conversations, but also just be a place where, you know, people can, you know, be comfortable if they need a respite from the chaos out there.
Yeah, it's kind of nice that it's you know, further down,
totally.
almost to the end. You know, a little bit out of the fray, as they say.
And then Wednesday night we'll have Tiesto playing,
let's go.
Which should be a really fun party.
Very fun.
We always try to throw a fun party every year, and I think this one will be. This one will be up there.
That'll be a good draw for sure.
Yeah.
All right. How about you on the thought leadership side? Are you doing anything else interesting this week? On this, are you speaking? Are you doing any panels? Anything to kind of get out there and get your own thought leadership into the space?
Just interviews.
A lot of
folks,
PR hits and stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So.
You know, I know it's early. It's only day one, but is there any must-see TV, anything going on this week that you feel like you absolutely want to check out, and anything that you're taking away back to the team so far? I know it's only a day in, but any themes starting to emerge or percolate?
Well, I mean, I think you're hearing a lot about creators here.
Yeah.
You are hearing a lot about agentic buying and agentic workflow, and you know, I think this kicks off what's going to be a pretty intense year of experimentation for agencies and advertisers on that front. We're excited to be partnering with them in that space, and I don't know. It just feels like there's more energy and engagement.
Yeah,
this is definitely a time of transition and
huge
transformation
change,
right
but
now,
in the change is the opportunity,
it's
right?
exciting. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You mentioned creator economy. You know, a lot of your publishers have journalists, contributors, their own personalities associated with some of the different properties. How are you guys thinking about the creator economy, both from, you know, a brand perspective and getting Yahoo and its properties out there, but also leveraging your own internal talent across the network to act as, you know, the face or the one-to-one connection point between Yahoo and its different properties?
It's a great question. I think on all fronts there's opportunities. So certainly our marketing group, if you look at some of the things that we've done from a just grassroots creator level, launching some of our newer products, we're seeing much deeper relevance with Gen Z, millennial, because of that, and having a lot of success on that front. So that's been a key area of focus for us. Yahoo News is an aggregator fundamentally, and you know, we're bringing together thousands of media companies globally that are syndicating content to us. We're doing more
PR
and more
space,
to open that
press
up
releases,
to
things
creators
like that.
as well. We think that those are important voices to have into the mix, and to be, you know, creating that personalized feed for users that are looking to, you know, either catch up with what they're interested in or kind of understand what's going on in the world quickly. And then our own journalists are increasingly building that direct connection. So, you know, the work you see with, say, our finance team and Brian Sazi and others is I would say playing right into that more of that kind of social proof and personal connection with the audience that's so important in today's media economy.
Love it. Well, if folks at home want to follow along with your thought leadership or connect or learn more, where do you want to send the audience to stay in touch and follow along?
I'd say check me out on LinkedIn.
All right, let's go. Thanks for spending some time with us today.
This was fun. Thank you very much.
See you later, guys.
Finding the right audience to build a media plan requires hours of research. And optimizing campaigns is time-consuming and a bit of a guessing game. That's why we built technology to do it for you. Strike Social.